Hey everyone. Today I'll be sharing a Journalsay haul that I recently received. They very kindly sent over these items for me to use and try out, but these were items that I personally picked from their website and was very curious in trying. And if you happen to hear any crinkling noises in the back, then one of my cats, Homer, is currently in his box and just kind of moving around and getting comfortable and whatnot. So hopefully you guys don't mind that, but without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. So as you can see, it is pretty sparse. I honestly didn't pick up too many items, at least not as many compared to my previous Journalsay haul, which if you have not seen that, I'll go ahead and link that here for you to check out. That was maybe about 6 months ago at this point, but I thought that it was maybe a good time to just pick up some new items from their site and give them a try. So I'll go ahead and just start off with the tapes that I got and then move on to this larger item later. Homer has decided to come join me on the table, so hopefully you don't mind his little toe beans hanging out in the video, but the first roll of tape that I got is actually this craft roll. It's not washi tape per se, but it's just like craft paper, but it does have an adhesive backing to it. And I have actually purchased many of these over the years. They do come in different designs, which I really love. There is a version that comes with kind of some script written on it, which is very beautiful for some vintage themes and designs in your journals. There's also one with a dot grid that is very useful and handy to just kind of keep your lines straight and stuff, and if you want to add that craft dotted element to your bullet journals and stuff. And then there's also this plain one, which I believe I have the other two, the script one and the dotted version, but sometimes I just really love having a blank craft paper in my journals, and so I thought that it was maybe time to pick up another one of these since I had ran out a little while ago, and so I was kind of missing having something like this in my collection. Here then you can just kind of roll it out to whatever length you want. You can easily rip it or you can use a scissors to cut it. But as you can see on the back side, then it does have kind of that additional paper that it adheres to, and so then it doesn't stick onto itself all throughout the roll. So it is very handy, and I love having these on hand just to add kind of that vintage antique craft look to my journal entries and journal spreads. Homie is front and center now, so hopefully you guys don't mind. But the second roll of tape is this very interesting PET tape that has just a bunch of kind of everyday girl designs on it. And these are kiss cut, which I very much appreciate. But the reason why I wanted to get this one actually was because if you have seen my last Journalsay haul that I mentioned earlier, then you'll know that last time I got this roll that has essentially the same art style, but it comes on kind of this interesting textured, almost wired type of sticker paper or something. And so when I saw that they had some more designs on their website of kind of this same art style, then I was very excited to get my hands on them. So these are very beautiful, and they're not that wired texture, they're the PET texture, and so they're just smooth and clear. And yeah, I just really love this art style. It's just really artistic and sketchy, which is very beautiful and just very dainty, so I love it a lot. And I was very happy to see that they had some more of these stickers or washi stickers on their website, just to have some more designs and stickers to choose from. I'll also have everything listed below with the links as well, and I also have an affiliate code with Journalsay, so if you were to use this code that I have on the screen at checkout, then you'll be able to save some money, so that'll be great, and it'll also help to support the channel, so I very much appreciate anyone who is able to use that. Moving on to the next roll of tape, again, I kind of just wanted to stick with the ones that had that very similar design to the one that I just showed you with those girls on it, but here is basically a cafe version. So I just really love this art style. It really speaks to me and just looks really adorable. I really love the sticker designs on these, and I really appreciate that they are the kiss cut style as well. It makes it a lot easier to just pick up the stickers off of the roll and then paste them onto whatever page you would like. I do find it interesting that this phrase here appears to be cut off. I'm not really sure what that is supposed to say, but as you can see, one unique thing about this roll here is that it does have some gold foil on it, which the roll that I showed previously does not have. So I think that that is just a nice little touch about this specific roll here, and I really do love the art style. The next roll is kind of the same art style, but this one is specifically like animal related, which I think is just so adorable. It's not quite as realistic as the previous two that I showed you, but I just love the designs of these as well. Again, very similar to the previous ones. These are like the PET materials. They are kiss cut, and so they are very easy to just peel up the design that you like and paste them into your journals. But I'm really looking forward to using these. I think that they are just so adorable. I love this kind of like scenic one that is broken up into 4 different stickers, and so you can kind of layer them like this, or maybe like separate them a little bit more if you'd like. But I'm really excited to use this one, and I was really happy to see that they have this available on their site. It's just really precious, and it comes with a generous amount as well, which I think is very wonderful for the price. And if you're able to get it while it's on sale and with a discount code as well, I think that it just makes it all the more worth it. And then the final roll of tape that I received is actually quite large. I was not anticipating it to be this big, but the reason why I wanted to get this roll specifically was because it just reminded me so much of Studio Ghibli scenery. For some reason this one was like printed upside down, but I just think that it's so beautiful, and I'm very impressed with just how large this is. For comparison's sake, here is one of the previous rolls that I showed you, and so it is quite large, and so I think it'll be best suited for like larger journals and notebooks for you to decorate your pages with. And so I just really love the detail and the artwork of these stickers, and I'm really excited to have this in my possession and be able to use them in my future spreads. Now these do come on the same PET material as before, but the thing about these is that they are not pre-cut, and so you will have to cut them out yourself. Okay, so here was a soft cover Leuchtturm that I was using as my diary, and yeah, it's definitely larger than the width of the A5. So just so you can see kind of like where the design starts from left to right, then it is a lot bigger than the A5. It's honestly like as long as the height of an A5 Leuchtturm, the soft cover at least, and honestly it's even like a little bit longer than that even. So this one will definitely be interesting to play around with and to just kind of see what kind of spreads you can make with these stickers, but ideally it might be a little bit easier to use them if you have maybe like a B5 journal or possibly an A4 even. Let's test it and compare it to a B5 journal real quick. Alright, so here I have a B5 Archer Olive, and oh good gosh, it is still wider than the B5. So this will be very interesting to play around with. I guess I did not expect it to be this large. I thought that it was probably going to be around the same size as these, and so this will have to be something that I brainstorm a little bit more about. So that does it for the tapes that I got. Now moving on to the last item that I received from Journalsay, and perhaps the most exciting thing, although I was also very excited for the tapes. It's this beautiful Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolor. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the name of it, but this is specifically the 36 color set, and I have never tried these. I've heard so many good things about them over the years, and I just haven't gotten them before, but I was very surprised to see that Journalsay offered these, and so I figured, you know, it would be a good time to finally try them out. From my understanding, they're kind of like a mix between watercolors and gouache, which I think will be very interesting. With that being said, let's go ahead and just kind of like swatch everything. I don't think I'll swatch out all the colors, but I'll swatch out some, and then I'll also show you some of the stickers from the tape rolls as well. I'm going to be swatching all of the items in this Journalsay sketchbook. This was one of the items that I got in my last haul, and admittedly, I really have not had a chance to paint in general since that Journalsay haul, but I figured might as well just keep everything consistent and use one of their watercolor sketchbooks from my last haul. So starting off with the craft roll here, I'm just going to tear off kind of like that first part of it that kind of got like scuffed up from the tape that I peeled off from earlier. I just really love this stuff so much, and I'm very, very happy and thankful that they haven't gotten rid of it, just because this has been something that I have been purchasing over and over again for the past few years in all of the different designs, and so I just love it very, very much, and I hope that they never get rid of it. So if you're also looking for kind of like this craft sticker paper, basically, I highly recommend checking out Journalsay for that. So yeah, now it has been pasted into the sketchbook, and you can easily like write and like doodle on it or anything, or just use it kind of like as a layering piece. Moving on to the next roll, I think I'll go ahead and just sample this larger one here. Layer it like that. I am very much looking forward to using all of these stickers. Again, I feel like I am such a broken record, but I just really love the art style. It just looks very organic and kind of like sketchy and just very fun and casual. Next, then we have this very beautiful cafe themed one. So I think I will go ahead and apply this little window one here. Maybe just stick that on the craft paper. What's really nice about these PET tape ones too is that I feel like they're also opaque enough to layer on top of craft paper. I haven't tried them on black paper, but I would imagine you'd still be able to see them on that too. So that is something really nice about these PET tape ones. I think that if you were to try it with washi, then since they are a little bit more of like that transparent see-through material, then they won't pick up as well on craft or dark paper. And then we have this very adorable animal themed one. Oh, I just love it so much. This cute little cat and the bird on top. Oh, that's so adorable. It reminds me a lot of my cat Homer. Maybe just like right there. And yeah, I feel like you honestly can't really even see the craft sticker behind it, or the craft tape behind it rather, so that is very nice to see. Alright, so now we have the very large roll of tape. I think I might just go ahead and do like this first one, just because it does appear like it will fit on this page, which will be very wonderful. And again, like I mentioned earlier, you will have to cut these out, but hopefully that won't be too much of a hassle, and because they're so big, I think that they should hopefully be a little easier to cut out, especially compared to kind of like those smaller designs that are very detailed and intricate. Then you really need to cut them out precisely. And if you wanted to go ahead and like cut around the top part of these as well and make it just very precise and clean and not have like this excess tape, then you can definitely do that too. But I think just for today's purposes, since I'm just swatching it, then I will go ahead and just leave it as is. Hopefully I can get this centered. Very beautiful. I think this side is maybe like a little crooked, but that's okay. I think that that looks very lovely and just so beautiful. I love kind of like the abstract, like painterly type of look, but it's also just still like very cozy and inviting. Alright, and then lastly, let's go ahead and sample some of the Gansai Tambi watercolors. I am feeling a little bit lazy, and so I'm just taking a very old water brush that came in one of the Sakura Koi watercolor sets. I think that that applied very beautifully and evenly. Now to test out kind of like this mustard yellow. Very gorgeous. Sorry that it's kind of uneven. I kind of just want to see the way that it like makes a gradient and kind of fades away the pigment. Now time for this beautiful natural green. That is very stunning. I love that so much. I'm really looking forward to painting with these. Although, like I did say earlier, unfortunately I just haven't really had that much time to paint lately, which makes me pretty sad. It's been a few months since, well, it's probably been like half a year at this point that I've been able to paint anything. It's just been a very hectic like first half of the year basically at this point. But I'm hoping that now that we are in the middle of the year, that hopefully I will have a little bit more free time to start painting again. But I am absolutely loving how these colors are applying onto this paper. They just apply very evenly and don't have kind of like that really obvious shift from like the pigmentation to where it is more water-based, and so I think that it just looks very even and beautiful. So if you guys also have these watercolors or watercolor gouache hybrid paints, then I would love to know what you think of them and kind of like what your favorite thing to paint with them is. I know that these are very well known for painting landscapes, but if there's something else that you like to do with these or paint with these, then I would love to know that as well. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't really see myself using the metallics very much, but I do appreciate that they come with the like basic metallics that if I were to use them, I would likely use like any of these three colors, which would be like a silver, gold, and kind of like a bronze copper. But I really love how these applied, and they just look very beautiful. I know that you can obviously like build them up or like layer them a little bit more, but just upon first impressions, I am very pleased with these, and I'm just really looking forward to being able to paint again. Well, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and thank you so much to Journalsay for sending me these items and allowing me to test out more of your products. It really means so much to me, and I really hope that you guys were inspired by any of these products, and if you would like to pick up some of them for yourself, then please feel free to use the code on the screen to save yourself some money at checkout. If you'd like to see any other videos regarding any of these products or like how I use them in the future, then please let me know that as well, and I would be more than happy to do that for you. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.